lesson might be about?
Rain.
You're right, it's about rain. And we are going to be going over some of the things, talking about how rain is formed. And this is a lesson that can be used along with the unit on weather, or you can even use it maybe if you're talking about the water cycle. It would also probably fit in with that type of unit. Does anyone know how rain is formed? Can anyone explain to me how we get rain? Well, good. That's what I'm going to show you today. Okay, let's go to our first slide. The formation of rain. Here we would probably start up with a PowerPoint presentation at the beginning of the lesson and kind of go over how rain is formed. And here you see that water droplets form from warm air, and as the air rises into the sky, it cools. And when enough of those droplets collect together, they form clouds. And if the clouds are big enough and have enough water droplets, the water droplets bang together and they form much larger droplets. And when the drops get heavy enough, they fall because of gravity. And then you see rain. And does anybody know what causes rain? Okay, on our next slide, we're going to take a look at some of the things that cause rain. Mountains, low pressure, cold fronts, and jet streams. Now this is a lesson that we've kind of prepared for 3rd grade level, so you may not go into a lot of detail about these things. If you would like to tell them how rain is formed by mountains or low pressure, you can. But that's not what our lesson is focusing on. We're focusing more on how rain is formed and also the size of raindrops and how those raindrops sound as they fall to the ground. The size of raindrops, as I was saying. Raindrops are actually quite small. They may seem very large during a rainstorm, but they're not that big. They usually range between 1/100th of an inch to 1/4 of an inch in diameter. And depending on the size of the drops, depends on how fast the drops fall, obviously. So the next thing we're going to be doing is we have a hands-on activity, and we're going to be making rain sticks. This is actually a real rain stick, and yours isn't going to sound exactly like this, obviously, but we're going to make a version of a rain stick. And the reason why we're doing that is because we would like to compare how different sizes of raindrops sound in your rain stick. So Maggie is going to tell us how we're going to do that.
To make your rain sticks, you can either combine 2 paper towels, tubes together, or just do 1, depending on how big of activity you want to go and depending on the number of students you have in your classroom. I also have a printout of directions that I will send to your table along with the group packets. But you just need a cardboard tube, marker, about 31-inch nails, tape, paper to cover the top, or rice and beans, your decision on what you want to do for your classroom. But what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and start handing out, and I'll pass out directions, and we'll just do it step by step.
Do you want me to work in pairs?
Yes, we're going to work in pairs. The 2 people at each table is who we're going to be working with. You guys might want to clear off your tables, just so you have room to work.
I know, but that's the B one, so I can only do one